She would play mental games with me, and I'd end up feeling like a bastard. When she'd shoot me down for sex, I'd say, that's cool, I don't mind. Then I excuse myself, go to the bathroom, and crack one out. There you go, sir. That's what you do. You know, and when you get to that fucking Kevin Spacey beautiful mind level, you rub one out right in front of her. I've never done that, but I think that that's awesome. Anyways, he goes, so anyways, I still got to empty the barrel, but she wasn't involved. And when I tried to talk to her calmly about what she was thinking and how she was feeling, it would never go well. She would turn on the waterworks and play the victim, even though she was the one who instigated the mind-fucking. I'm not sure what her objective was, because the concept of emotional blackmail is a foreign concept to me. I'd always try to approach everything with a rational understanding basis so that she wouldn't feel targeted or threatened. I should also add that it took a lot for me to sit down calmly and talk while accepting criticism from her, as I'm a very direct and often angry fella. Well, that's the only red flag there. Other than that, you seem like you take your shit and you give it as well. You got to watch the anger, dude. Trust me. I can speak volumes of that. I'm not the best guy in the world, so you can imagine how difficult it was not to punch her in her cunt face. Okay, this is getting a little uglier. As soon as she started crying, as I see crying as a schoolyard scapegoat for girls to get what they want because they know men don't know how to handle it. All right, I'm with you with everything right up to there. Sometimes women do cry because they're upset. They do have access to that emotion more than we do. And I know that angry feeling you have where you're like, this is how you have to gauge that, is basically if they cry every time, then you can call bullshit. But if they only cry once in a fucking blue moon, then you have to realize that you've really upset them. And yeah, and then you just got to deal with that fucking awkwardness of not knowing what to do. And then also feeling like a bully. But there's nothing worse. I will agree with you that if you're right and you haven't done anything wrong and then they start crying and then, you know, you can't be a dick in that moment, but you don't, that doesn't mean you have, just because they're crying doesn't mean you have to apologize. If you're fucking right, you don't have to apologize. But there is that thing where if you make a female cry, I mean, if you're any sort of a guy, it's very difficult to just stand there and be like, what? What? I don't give a fuck. You're crying. Go ahead, cry some more. Huh? Like you're that guy in The Great Santini. You going to shed a few? Start bouncing a basketball off the back of their head? You can't be that guy. All right, so let's plow ahead here. And anyways, females, if you want to chime in there, ladies, what's the deal with the crying? Like, what percentage of it is bullshit? Can I get an honest fucking woman out there? I mean, God knows, guys, we have our techniques to get out of shit, and they're fucking pathetic, and you see right through them. And I know right now you're like, why are you just rubbing their fucking muffs right now? Because that's a strategy to win arguments. You just keep feeding their fucking ego. There's a lot of women out there who really believe that guys are so fucking dumb that they can't get anything past them. And that's a great place for them to continue existing as far as I'm concerned. Oh, yeah, no one can get anything by you. You're just fucking, you're the fucking goddamn world police with, you have a vagina. You fucking know everything. Yeah, can't get anything by you. You are all powerful. I bow down in front of thee. You know what's funny about that? Yet any magazine out there can just, fashion magazine can just tap into their fucking insecurities and get them to buy the dumbest, stupidest fucking war paint to put on their fucking face because some emaciated, I don't know, knee-knocked, pigeon-toed fucking drugged up twat is wearing it. But you can't get, you can't get anything past them yet. That's great. My voice just cracked right there. Can't get anything past them. Sorry, I'm actually getting over a cold. If you can't tell. How did you get the cold, Bill? Was it from traveling the country and doing all that press? No, it isn't. It's because I played a game of football in the fucking rain in street clothes before Monday Night Football last week. I'm sorry. I was amped up. Anyways, let's plow ahead. So, basically this guy deals with her for the next 2 fucking months, And he finally ends up just saying, he woke up one day and said, get your shite out of my flat. This is over. I can't deal with these mind games. So, where do I get to his question here? Anyways, I don't have much of an ego. I like to accept my faults. You know what, dude? You've said that one too many times where I'm starting to think maybe you do. And maybe this woman is buried in a new fucking turnip garden in your backyard. I like to accept my faults and admit what I have done is wrong and learn from it so as not to make the same mistakes over and over again. My question is, Bill, how do I get them to fuck up and stop testing my patience? And how do I meet someone who doesn't want to control me with their bullshit games? I don't know, dude. I half of this I'm really going with you, and you seem like an introspective person, and the other half you've worded this kind of like a psycho. How do you get them to fuck up and stop testing your testing your patience? That's kind of like I picture Dick Cheney type guy saying something like that. What the fuck do I know? Basically, I don't know what your problem is in this email, okay? You dated a girl, she started playing mind games with you, and all it was after 2 months you were like, fuck this, pack up your shit and get out of my life. So, be one thing if you were still in the relationship, then I would say that you have problems, but you don't. You met a psycho. So what I would say is, I don't know, just stay single. Stay single right now. And wait till you find someone who doesn't try to mind fuck you. The problem is, you sound like a younger guy, and the problem is what you're learning is that the crazy girls, they're really down for anything when it comes to sex, and that's really hard to resist in your 20s. So what I would say is in the future is when you meet a girl like that is not to get involved in a fucking relationship. But, bang them and, get your stories out because it'll prevent you from having a midlife crisis later on in life. Am I helping you out? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of giving you shit here, but I'm also, I'm trying, what I'm really doing right here is you're basically bearing the brunt of the fact that I've trashed women so much in the last 10 minutes that I have to try to seem like I'm balanced here and that I don't understand exactly what the fuck you're saying. But I think you're fine. She tried to play that mind game with you. You didn't lose your shit. You said, according to you anyways, you said, I'm fine. You went in, you rubbed one out. You banged her for 2 fucking months, and one day you were like, what am I doing? And you just said, yeah, pack up your shit and get out of here. So I would not, this woman is not a good example of a good woman. All right? So don't act like all women are like this, like I have for a long time and like I do every week on my podcast, just for comedic purposes. I like trashing them. It's fun and it's childish, but they're not all like that. If you're young, there's still great girls out there. Go out and go find them and, I don't know, make a list of what you're looking for. And then you also have to realize, dude, that, everybody's going to come with their faults, like you with your temper.